Hey guys, so wanted to talk today about like the long game. So this video is kind of like for coaches, consultants, or even agency owners, or it's really for anyone that wants to escape the traditional path. So I was blessed enough to start really trying to run businesses back in like 2013, 2014. And that was like back when I was like in middle, like graduating high school, starting like college, right? And blessedly for me, I invested in a lot of like courses. I did a lot of like training. I did a lot of like trial and error to be able to kind of escape that beaten path that a lot of people kind of went down, right? Now, I know some people didn't have the luxury of like starting maybe as early as I am, or maybe like you're watching this and like maybe you are actually like, like a college student, maybe you just graduated from college and whatnot, right? Now, maybe you can take something from, the videos that I make, maybe you can learn something, maybe you can like avoid some of the mistakes that, I want. Like, that's one of the main reasons why I make these kind of like videos. Number one, because like on my main channel, like for my main coaching business, like I always talk about like, accounting, bookkeeping, and marketing stuff. And the topics I really like talking about, which is like, business, life, wealth, investing, a lot of that audience, it might not be that interested in those topics. So I kind of, never really get a chance to talk about like the things I actually like really care about. So this channel kind of gives me, selfishly, it gives me a way to be able to speak about things that are actually, fun and important to me, which, maybe those are things that you can get like a lot of knowledge and information. One goal we have for this channel is like we're gonna try and reach about like 20,000 subscribers. I don't know exactly how long it will take. I don't know if we can even do it, but I really just wanted to kind of get that goal to do it. So in order to do that, I have to give you a lot of like, game and a lot of understanding, like, that just makes you want to keep watching these videos. Maybe you share it with your friends, maybe you just tell some people about it, and like it keeps growing like that, So the first thing is like, personally right now I have my hand in about five businesses, right? So it's like two are active, like that I actively focus on every single day, and then there's three that are kind of like passive. So like the two that are active is like my bookkeeping and CFO business, and then like my coaching business for accountants and bookkeepers, and also like I do some mentoring of like other coaches and consultants and agency owners on the side. But the three passive businesses are like an art business, like where we make either like paintings or sculptures, and my family does a lot of like sales and stuff, so I handle like all like the online marketing, all like the scripting, all like the sales stuff. So it's not something I'm actively involved in, but it's something I do get like a passive check from for like the different efforts we kind of like put towards that. Same thing, like I have a personal, it's like personal training / personal fitness, like an online fitness coach that I did some investing in, as well as like, I gave them setters and different like teams and stuff like that. And it's going really well. Like we just got started recently, so I'm really excited to kind of see how that goes. But that's another thing I have like, a passive hand in, as well as some real estate investing. Now, the real estate investing, that is like my smallest avenue, because that's something I am just getting started like learning and getting into. But really it's about four are active. This one's kind of like a fledgling. Now, one thing I'm kind of learning in life is that, life is both, it's like a paradox. Like in life, there's a lot of paradoxes where it's like, it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. So it's like, life is extremely long, yet it's so short. Like, it's like, I was kind of talking to, this lady at I go to like salsa dance class and stuff, right? So there was like a salsa dance social at this one bar in town, and I was talking, I was like, this is the first real conversation I've ever had with you, and I've known you for 5 years. It's like, yeah. And we were dancing, and then she kind of like this flashback. She said, she's like, yeah, I remember dancing with you 5 years ago. I was like, yeah, the time is moving so fast, and it's like, I think like every couple of months I have like, what is that called? Not a midlife crisis, not a quarter. It's like a third life crisis, right? Because I'm around like 30, right? Getting closer to. I'm not quite there yet, but it was like just yesterday when I was like watching Sam Ovens videos, right? Back in like 2017, 2018. And like he did a video, he's like, here are 30 lessons I learned on my 30th birthday. I was like, that felt so old, just kind of like watching those videos. And then now it's like I'm pretty much there, right? It's just like, wow, it just went kind of like a step. I used to always be like the youngest person in the room, right? In every single room I was in. Now it's like, you move really fast. So the reason why it's so important, right, is because it's like you need to kind of like you need to plan and set up your business for the long term, but while still enjoying your life in the short term. So I'll give you an example. So I'll give you two examples. So number one, like for investment. So in my stock portfolios, I have 21 active stocks that I like, do for like long-term investing, right? And out of the 21 stocks, almost all of them, except for like Apple when I got it, but like all those stocks went negative in like the first 2 weeks to 1 year that I bought them. Like every stock lost money. And like most people are like, oh my gosh, you must be terrible at stock picking. It's like, yeah, if I was day trading, I would be trash. Like if I was day trading, like if you lose that much money at every single stock, yeah, you're trash. But I didn't sell any of them. So now it's just like almost out of all those original 21 that I bought, and like I don't really do as much like active trading now. I do more of like money markets. I do different things like what's it called, like a Roth IRA, et cetera, et cetera. I work with like an investment advisor. But out of those original 21 stocks, only 5 of them are still negative, and for the ones that are negative, it's under between like 7 to 4% like losses. So it's just like you go from like everything being bad to like almost basically breaking even on it for almost all the stocks I've had. So in the next 1 to 2 years, if the market keeps going the way that it's going, they're going to be positive, right? And that's just to show that like in the short term, things are very hard. Like if you're expecting to get rich like in the short term, in a lot of cases it can be a little bit challenging. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's kind of like the one thing that I like to focus on nowadays is not necessarily getting rich. It's building wealth and creating the life that you want. And the reason why it's important, right, is because like when I was younger, I wanted to get rich as fast as possible so I could kind of like live this lifestyle that I saw like, Dan Bilzerian or, Floyd Mayweather, where they have like, the fleet of Ferraris. They had, all the girls kind of thing. Because I wasn't extremely like popular back in school. So it wasn't that I was unpopular. I was kind of like in this zone where, I knew a lot of people and I got along with a lot of people, but I didn't really have any like close like friends or cliques or different things like that. So I always kind of felt like I just was in between a lot of like social groups and stuff. And I really didn't like it. Wasn't I didn't like it at the time. Like I didn't really think about it or like really realize. I just, it just kind of happened. But looking back, it was kind of like, man, I really kind of like didn't really this one girl from the nights texted me. She said she's doing some kind of like aerial skills class. She said it's kind of like how they do in the circus where they have like the those like bands from the ceiling that do like the flips and stuff. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, gonna try and pursue her. So we'll see how that goes. You know how it is. It's funny. It's like even playing on to that. It's like, for me, the older that I get, like the better everything in life is. It's very strange. Like, and part of the reason, like I'm starting to get to kind of that age where I see a lot of people kind of like settle. And when I say settle, like it's hard to explain. It's like, for me, being like wealthy and just like really having my businesses like successfully and like consistently successful, it's like you have money, you don't really care that much about money. You have, the good relationships with like, friends. You have, women are really interested in with you, which can make it hard to date in some cases because then the girl that you're dating is like, why is this girl looking at you? Or like this girl's looking at you, or some girl's like trying to slide you her number. Or they look like I had a couple times where this is like in the last like 6 months, a girl I was dating, we were sitting at this table at this bar, it was like a nightclub bar kind of salsa dance scene. I go to a lot of these, and this one girl like I had this like spot on my pants 'cause I used to have like this like this fountain pen. It was not quite a fountain, but it was like a Mont Blanc kind of pen, like just a fancy pen, and it leaked in my pocket. So I had like this like little like stain that leaked through the left leg. This woman is sitting on my right. She's like, and there's like a table. So my girlfriend's here. I'm here. This other girl is here, and this girl basically goes like, "What is that?" Reaches over the table, touches like my leg close to my square, close to my square, and she is staring down my girlfriend as she's doing that, and I'm like, what is going on here? So they almost got into like a little cat fight over that because like yeah, the person was hitting on me and stuff. And it's just like, where was this all throughout like high school and like college and stuff? You know what I mean? Like it used to be so hard to date and stuff, just because like again I was didn't really have a lot of like deep social circles that I was in, so I was always like in between places, or like for me like I graduated like halfway through the year. Actually, from middle school to high school, I switched school districts, so I only knew like one person at the high school I went to, and then like when I went to high school, I like graduated like during like the middle of like, or like the first third of like my senior year in high school, because I just graduated 2 semesters early, and then I went to like a community college for like a year and a half, cause I was like moving so much faster. Then I went to another college like for the rest of the career, and it was just like I just kept being in like transitionary periods, like right. So it's like I never really had like one of those social circles where you kind of grow up with. So it's just kind of like I never really had social circles to where like you can get enough exposure to the women around you that they actually start like falling for you and stuff. So it wasn't that like I was unattractive or anything like that, because like I did have like girls kind of hitting on me, and like I'll admit like in high school like I wasn't really like aware of different things. So I was just so like I was so inside like the system, right? I was just so focused on like getting good grades, doing well, not getting in trouble, playing sports and stuff like that. I just didn't really have the kind of like wherewithal to look around me at all the different people who are like interested in stuff. But all I have to say is like life does get better as you get better. Now there's a lot of people where it's like they'll settle and they're just like they just settle for like maybe making like 40 to 70K a year at their job, which is nothing wrong with that, you know what I mean? But like for me it was like I like having businesses that do it in between like 30 to like 60K per month, right? So if you count the art's at like 10 to like it's more of like a seasonal business. Like we'll have like months to where like we do like 25K in a month for the art, but if you count over like the span of the year, they're only doing it for like 6 months out of the year, right? So it ends up breaking down to like a little bit over like 6 figures, but that kind of like goes to 10K per month. If you look at the fitness business, that's something like we're just starting like in the last probably like 30 days. I'm anticipating that we'll get that up to like 10 to 20K per month. Right, so again, that adds on to it. I basically have I think 50% ownership of that. So that should be an extra like 10K per month. That should be passive. Then we have the other 2 active businesses. Then we're gonna have like the real estate. So it's like we're getting pretty close to 100K per month, but it's done like in an entirely different way than like 90% of like online businesses are doing. But all that to say is like so your perception of life gets different, but as you get older it gets like harder and harder to kind of fight against like just being average, because like dude, if you just make like 150K a year, 200K per year, like you're gonna be living a pretty good lifestyle depending on where you live in. So I used to think that like I had to be like a billionaire in order to afford like nice cars, but it's just like no, like everything is a lot less expensive than what you probably think it is, and you just have to be really good at like managing your money, making sure you're not overspending, and like you can get really really nice stuff, but it doesn't have to cost an arm and a leg. Like for example, my Mercedes that I got, that one they literally took off I think it was like I'd like to say like $30,000 off of what it was like when it was listed new, because I got it and it had like, I think like 15,000 miles on it from somebody who, like, I think the guy drove it for like maybe like 6 months to a year, but just traded it in, didn't like it. So I literally got $30,000 off it, and it's just like, it's a really nice car. But like, you know, if you pay top price for it, then yeah, you know, it's way more expensive. It's like, there's always a way you can either like get a deal on something, or there's a way that you can kind of like work things out so it's not actually that expensive, right? And then it's kind of like, as you get older, and it's really as you get more confident in yourself and your life, like you find like you don't quite need as much stuff as what, you know, you thought you like yeah, like if you're gonna want to, like, you know, get a private jet, yeah, you're probably gonna need to make like, you know, $2, $3, $4 million per year, right? But personally, for me, I don't really know if I want a private jet. That's not really something that's kind of, you know, come up in my thought process very often, unless I watch Grant Cardone videos. Then I want a private jet. But you know, it's kind of a weird spot that I'm kind of in life, because it's like, you know, I kind of beat the Maslow's hierarchy, where it's like you need a certain amount of money. And it's just kind of like, you know, now I'm kind of like in that meaning of life kind of zone, which is a really cool kind of spot to be in. And I if you would talk to me like, you know, right when I was getting out of college, like I probably would have been like, there's no way, like I need to go make $1 billion. Like I have to go hunt, I have to go and like kill and stuff. But it's kind of like now the place I'm in, it's like I'm very close, very, very, very close to making $100K per month. And not just like $100K per month, like 1 month, but like really getting to that kind of like $100K per month every month. And I'm doing it like with like diversification. So it's getting to be in like a really, really great spot, and it's kind of like where I really wanted to be to a certain degree. And it's like, you know, business is about like the long game, right? So always remember, play for the long game. Like play as if you're gonna like live forever, but then live and enjoy yourself day by day as if you're gonna die tomorrow. So I'm not saying like go spend $1 million, but like, yeah, like if the difference between like you working versus like maybe going and like go to like a dance, or go like, you know, hang out with the girl, or, you know, go and do this, like, yeah, this life does require certain sacrifices. But if you understand how to, maybe like you wake up a little bit earlier, maybe use more automations, maybe you hire people to do a lot of like really, really time consuming stuff, you still can go and hang out with your girlfriend. For example, like on weeks when I work like, you know, maybe 60, 70 hours per week, I still can go, you know, to a salsa dance class from, you know, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. in the morning. Like, you know, my business doesn't really run, you know, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Like it does kind of, but I'm not really speaking to clients. But then the next morning, you know, I wake up, I'll take some consultation calls, I'll maybe do some coaching, and, you know, it's just, it flows. You can take a vacation when you have your business kind of built in a certain way. Like, I make more money on average when I'm on vacation than I do when I'm not on vacation. The reason why is because I can make cool YouTube videos, I'm more relaxed, consultation calls close easier, and it's just like, everything I kind of do is kind of like in this flow, like in life. Outside of like living in this cold weather where I'm just staring at the snow, like, you know, life will get easier as you get better and as you get stronger and stronger and stronger. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. I know I was kind of like, you know, just talking about a lot of different areas, but again, I mean, that's why this channel I think is going to have some value to you, because I'm going to have some videos where it's like, you know, very tactical about like what to do, what levers to pull. I'm going to have some videos where it's like more strategic, like how to think about making money. I'm going to have some videos that are more just about like life, you know, just kind of depending on if I'm feeling like the philosopher. But now, one thing with these videos, like, you know, if you're a coach, consultant, or agency owner, and you're trying to like grow your business a little bit faster, right? So like these videos are all going to be like, you know, very good information. But if you want something that's more custom to you and your situation, then I invite you to book a call with me or a member of my team to see if we can help you inside of like our mentorship program. So we have the option for both. If you want like mentorship, like inside of like our group coaching program, or if you want like one-on-one support, because I like to give people kind of the choice of which one they want. But if you want to see like if this is a good fit for you and learn more about our program, go ahead and click on the link inside the description, book a call, see if we can help you. And like it is a mixture of like, you know, a sales pitch, right? Because it's like, you know, on the call we're gonna be talking about if you want to get started working, right? It's not one of those things where you're just gonna get on the phone and like do, you know, like I'm gonna outline your entire life and like tell you do this, you do this, you do this. It's not like a coaching call, okay? But since we have all these videos, if you're just really looking for free information, these videos are amazing, right? We have a lot of videos that talk about a lot of different aspects. So if you want that custom help and you want someone who you can really know has been where you're trying to go, and so you can expedite up that process, go ahead and click on the link, book a call. We'll see you on the other side, okay? If you're not ready, that's okay too. Keep watching these videos. It's not a big deal, you know? Life is long. I'm going to be here for you. If you want some help, get it now. Take it easy.